Oh, yeah. Our guest now, Suparna Dutta, almost feels like family because we've been watching her activism with the Thomas Jefferson High School admissions policies, and she's, boy, on the right side of that issue. She was glowing as part of the Youngkin inauguration event, and then she was nominated to the Virginia Board of Education, but she's been in the news this week because that nomination was blocked by Senate Democrats. And Suparna, I've seen your interaction with the wife of Tim Kaine, who was also on that board, and there was a little bit of that's Ann Holton, by the way, and you sort of had a back and forth with her because Ms. Holton refused to acknowledge that the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence were remarkable documents. This is something that was going to be part of the Virginia curriculum, and you disagreed with her, and you said, no, actually, as an immigrant to this country, I must tell you how remarkable they are, and it seems to me that's the reason they blocked you. You love this country too much. So thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Larry. Thanks for having me. I honestly, I don't get it. I don't understand the self-flagellation by some in America. Celebrate the country and celebrate the founding documents, the founding fathers, and make sure that our children learn. Otherwise they'll be untethered from the history of America. And you know, what would they have? What kind of identity would they have?
Yeah.
And I'm proud to be an American. I'm so grateful to be here. I love it, and I want my children to have a great, rigorous, and wholesome education, free from political indoctrination. I think,
Well, and I just want to say, what's most important about this and most chilling about the fact that they blocked your nomination to the Virginia Board of Education, when I say they, I mean the Democrats in the Senate, is that you were just going to be one voice of many on that board. You just offer an alternate perspective on these things, which, by the way, I think are shared by the majority of Virginians. And you wanted to make sure that that input was there. They don't want your input. And have they given you any further explanation as to why you are not worthy of this position that the governor nominated you for?
No, I don't know. I think parents are the primary educators for their children. I don't know. All I know is that there was an unfortunate smear campaign against me. It started as a series of lies on the internet, and then these lies were peddled on the state Senate by Senator Ghazala Hashmi. And it was so shocking, and not a single Democrat senator chose to question that, chose to defend an ordinary citizen. And I thought that was so telling, and I couldn't believe that this is the country that I had, immigrated to.
Right. Suparna, Mercedes Schlapp here. So I was reading through the Virginia Mercury story, and it said that Senator Ghazala Hashmi, she's a Democrat from Richmond, she accuses you of expressing the belief that, quote, racism was not a factor in American history. She says, we know that this is not correct American history, of course, yet Hashmi did not quote any specific comments that you have made in regards to racism. So you're talking about the smear campaign. Well, you have the senator, this Democrat senator, basically putting words into your mouth. What's your response to Senator Hashmi in accusing you of this comment, that this belief that racism was not a factor in American history?
So here's the good news. All of the Virginia Board of Education meetings are recorded. They are on YouTube, and people can judge for themselves. This was a complete lie. I never said anything like that. What I talked about was that the controversial history standards that were introduced in August of last year had these themes and concepts which were completely cluttered all throughout the document, and they talked about questionable concepts like conflict and power relationships. And all throughout, they highlighted colonialism, imperialism, servitude, enslavement, nationalism, racism, cultural expressionism over basic economic principles. And they talked about freedom in terms of power, the agency, rather than just American
This
values
is what
of
they do.
individual liberty.
If you oppose this jaundiced proctologist's view of American history that is infused in the critical race theory curriculum, they immediately say, "Oh, so you deny there's racism?" It's like, no, we don't deny there's racism. We just don't think that the entire curriculum of American history should be shot through the lens of the 1619 Project. Suparna, what are you going to do? I know that the governor, Youngkin, was on Laura Ingraham last night. He was speaking out and defending you. What's the recourse here? What are you going to do?
Well, I'm disappointed by this vote. I'm just going to look forward and look ahead in whatever way I can. I don't know. I'm just a mom. I'm going to continue being a mom and just go on the best way I know how to advocate for my children and continue to advocate for education in Virginia. And that's all I have.
We need just a mom on the Board of Education.
Oh, yes.
And Frankie, and let me just extend myself. I think we need just a mom in the state Senate. How beautiful would it be if this body, the state Senate of the Commonwealth of Virginia, blocks your nomination because they have one extra vote in the state Senate, and then you run for state Senate this year and actually end up in that body, and you reverse that?
Suparna, I think that what Larry's trying to tell you is that he's willing to become your campaign manager for you to run for state Senate. And we do need to win those state Senate seats in Virginia this year. Is critical, and we can't be asleep at the wheel.
Don't rule it out, Suparna.
Well, that's too kind of you to say something like that. I'm just too busy being a mom. But thank you very much.
All right. That's true. I know better than anyone that being a mom is a pretty busy job. Well, I'm sorry that they slandered you. I'm sorry that they lied about you, but I think we've learned that about the organized left. It is disappointing, to say the least, that the wife of our senator acts this way. But let's be clear. Tim Kaine and his wife, who has opposed you now, and they don't want your voice to be heard, based on their belief system, they raised a son that ended up getting arrested for rioting as a member of Antifa. So, I mean, you will know them by their fruits, they say in the Gospels. Suparna Dutta, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.